Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery, and this video is all about how to care for your houseplants. In particular, it's about when you buy this selection of houseplants from us, when you get them home, unpacking them and what you're going to do with them there. And realistically going over the main issue that people have with houseplants, and that is watering. So a lot of people will kill their houseplants with kindness, effectively. We have this inbuilt feeling that if we keep on watering it, that's a good thing for a houseplant, but it's really not the case, and the majority of houseplants are killed by overwatering rather than underwatering. And in our experience with doing it for a very, very long time now, very, very, very rarely do we ever get contacted about a houseplant that is dying because it's underwatered. We all tend to overwater in it, and it's really, really easy to do, especially in a house. So what I want you to do is, if you're going to keep it in this pot, is get used to feeling the compost. So what you'll find is if you press on the compost and you get soil or compost come off on your fingers, there's still moisture in there. It doesn't stick if it's dry. So that isn't a problem for 99% of all houseplants. Very, very few houseplants want to sit wet, and I can't think of any, to be honest, but I'm sure there is one. The Easy Care houseplant selection we have, the free selection that we have, that we offered, we always pick the easier ones to look after. That means they're a bit more tolerant of watering and a bit more tolerant of the conditions in general. So if you fill the compost and you still get some compost come off in your fingers, there's still moisture there. And you can feel the moisture when you're pressing. These pots have got holes in the bottom, so when you water it, the water will come through the bottom. That's exactly what we want them to do. These are used to living in a place they come naturally from a rainforest or an equatorial region where it's going to rain and the water just goes through the compost. They're more than used to that. So if you're going to water them, stick them on the saucer so you don't get your nice table wet, or put them on over the sink or something like that. We want the water to go through, and then that keeps them moist. Now, a lot of people will ask us, how often should we water a houseplant? And it's a question I really, really hate answering, because there is no answer. It's basically impossible for anyone to answer that question. Because if you've got a houseplant that's in a very, very hot house, let's say 30-degree house, then it's going to need loads more watering than a house that's 15 degrees. If it's in a bright condition, it's going to need more watering than if it's in a dark condition. So it's really, really hard to answer, which is why we encourage people to touch the compost. Make sure there's a bit of moisture there, and if there is, just leave it. It'll be absolutely fine. Won't be a problem at all. From a position point of view, all of the houseplants that you can see here, and the ones that we send in the free collection, want a bright-ish area, but not direct sunlight. They don't want to be sat on a windowsill where the sun's blaring through, because that will scorch the leaves. So put them in an area that's nice and bright, but not direct sunlight. But other than that, it's really as simple as that. They're nice and easy to care for. I suppose the last thing to mention, if you're going to put them in a nice outer sleeve of a pot, it's nice, maybe a nice ceramic pot. It look really, really nice in the house, which is what I do in my house. If it hasn't got holes in it, water it and make sure you empty that ceramic pot, because otherwise it will sit too wet. But as always with any of our videos, if you've got any questions that's specific to your plants or any questions at all, get in contact. We're here to help. See you soon.